While most dogs are all about wagging tails and sloppy kisses, there's a select group that's a bit more, let's say, intense. Buckle up for a walk on the wild side of the dog park. We're unleashing the top 5 most dangerous dog breeds ever. But don't worry, it's not all growls and glares. We'll sniff out some quirky facts about these fearsome furballs that might just surprise you. Before we begin, like and subscribe if you love dogs. Number 5. American Bulldog. American Bulldogs got a pretty cool backstory. Back in the day, European settlers brought over these Mastiff-type dogs to North America, and they turned out to be helpful in farms and ranches. The American Bulldog's ancestors were even mentioned in ancient Roman texts as Pugnax Britanniae. After bull baiting got banned in the UK, these dogs thrived in the US, especially in the southeast where they were farm guardians and stock dogs. And now they look more strong and muscular, with a big head and a stocky build. They can weigh anywhere from 60 to 119 pounds. There's actually 2 types of American Bulldogs. The bully type, which is bigger with a shorter muzzle, and the standard type, which is more athletic with a longer muzzle. When it comes to their behavior, American Bulldogs are known for being loyal and protective, but they can also be aggressive, especially towards other dogs of the same sex and smaller animals. They're full of energy, so they need regular exercise to keep them from getting too rowdy. It's super important to socialize them properly, otherwise their protective nature can become a bit too much. According to Forbes, the American Bulldog is ranked as the 4th most dangerous dog breed in the US, with 15 deaths attributed to them from 2005 to 2017. But we gotta keep things into perspective here. Even Labrador Retrievers, which are usually seen as gentle, have been involved in fatal incidents. So the real question is whether the breed itself is inherently dangerous, or if these incidents are more about how they're raised and the circumstances they're in. A lot of stigma against American Bulldogs comes from their resemblance to Pitbulls, which leads to misunderstandings and discomfort. Many aggressive incidents involving American Bulldogs are actually a result of not getting enough mental and physical stimulation. These dogs are smart and loyal, so they need consistent engagement. If they don't get it, they can start acting out and being destructive. Number 4. Bull Mastiff. The Bull Mastiff's origin story is also pretty interesting. Back in the 19th century England, gamekeepers had a big problem with poachers on their huge estates. They needed a dog that could not only scare off the poachers, but also take some action. So they came up with a genius idea to mix the English Mastiff, known for its size and strength, with the Old English Bulldog, known for its agility and tenacity. This mix created the gamekeeper's night dog. These dogs were strong, fast, and can catch poachers without making a sound. The Kennel Club recognized them as a breed in 1924, setting a standard for their lineage and solidifying their reputation as top-notch guard dogs. These dogs are big and intimidating. They have a solid build and a short snout, which they got from their Mastiff and Bulldog ancestors. Their coats can be fawn, red, or brindle, adding to their impressive look. Even though they have a flat face, they usually don't have breathing problems like other breeds with similar faces, which makes them even more resilient and strong. The Bull Mastiff was bred to be a guard dog, so they have a natural instinct to protect, but don't let that scare you. In a family setting, they're often seen as gentle giants. However, if they feel threatened or provoked, they can quickly switch to aggressive mode. This is a trait they developed when they were deterring poachers. Because of their size and powerful bite, any attack from them would cause serious harm. They're not involved in attacks as often as some other breeds, but when they are, it can be pretty serious. But owning one is a big responsibility. You have to be ready to train and control a dog of this caliber. Number 3. German Shepherd. In the late 1800s, the Germans wanted a dog that can herd sheep and stuff, so they bred one that was smart and responsive. But turns out these dogs were also pretty strong and tough, so they started using them for police and military work too. The guy named Max von Stephanitz was the one who made it all happen. He wanted to make them even better at their jobs, but he ended up making them more aggressive in certain situations. These German Shepherds are no joke. With their powerful jaws and strong bodies, they can be a real threat if not handled properly. Now, don't get me wrong, German Shepherds are known for being smart and loyal, but sometimes those traits can have a downside. If they're not trained right, their protective nature can turn into aggression. And because they were bred to work hard and be on high alert, they can get restless and act out in a regular home environment. And here's the thing, it's not just a theory. Studies have shown that German Shepherds are one of the breeds that is most likely to bite and cause injuries. They've been involved in a bunch of incidents all over the world, some of them really serious. So if you are thinking about getting one of these dogs, you need to understand what you're getting into and be a responsible owner. The same things that make German Shepherds great for police and military work also make them potentially dangerous. When they're trained for those jobs, they learn how to control their aggression and use it in the right way. But if they're not trained and disciplined properly, they can be unpredictable and dangerous in a regular home. Number 2. Rottweiler. The Rottweiler breed has a super long history that goes all the way back to ancient Roman times. Back then, they were even called Rottweil butcher dog because they were in charge of herding livestock and pulling carts full of meat. The past shaped how they look and act today, making them strong, tough, and protective. As time went on, Rottweilers started doing even more stuff like being messengers, ambulance, and guard dogs in world wars. They also got really strong bodies with big muscles, a wide chest, and powerful jaws. These physical traits were originally bred for work, but now they make them seem tough and maybe a little aggressive. Rottweilers have been involved in a bunch of incidents where they've bitten or attacked people. Studies show that they're usually not aggressive towards their owners or other dogs, but they can get aggressive with people they don't know. Rottweiler attacks aren't the most common, but when they do happen, they can be pretty intense because these dogs are super strong. Usually, these incidents occur when people mishandle their protective instincts or provoke them. Some things that can lead to attacks are training them harshly or not being a strong leader for them. Rottweilers have this natural instinct to guard, so sometimes they might see a harmless situation as a threat to their turf or family, and that's when they get aggressive. If they haven't been guided well, they might misunderstand normal interactions or strangers and think they're dangerous, which makes them act defensively. Because of their natural traits, it's really important they meet lots of different people, go to different places, and experience different situations from a young age. This helps them learn how to control their protective instincts in the right way and lower the chances of them getting aggressive. And at number 1 is the American Pitbull Terrier. The American Pitbull Terrier comes from the United Kingdom, where these dogs were bred from Old English Terriers and Old English Bulldogs. In the 19th century, they were predominantly used in blood sports like bull baiting, and later in dogfighting after such sports were outlawed. Their tenacity and strengths were exploited for these brutal activities. After being brought to the United States, the breed gradually shifted roles. The American Pitbull is a medium-sized muscular breed. However, the historical use in dogfighting has ingrained a certain level of dog aggression in some lines of the breed. They have been at the center of media attention due to their involvement in biting incidents, some of which have been fatal. These incidents have contributed to the breed's controversial image. Attacks with the American Pitbull Terriers, which are often shown as super intense in the media, happen because of a bunch of different things instead of just being naturally mean. First off, because of their history in dogfighting, some bloodlines of this breed have a genetic tendency to be aggressive towards other dogs, and sometimes even towards humans. Second, these dogs have physical traits like strong jaws, a sturdy body, and determined personality, which can make their attacks more dangerous. Third, a big reason why these attacks happen is because of irresponsible owners. These owners don't train their dogs well, and sometimes even train them to be aggressive on purpose. A lot of these attacks have linked to dogs that were left alone, mistreated, or trained to be aggressive for guarding or illegal dogfighting. Another thing that messes things up is that many dogs that are labeled as Pitbull in bite statistics are actually mixed breeds or completely different breeds, so the data about them is all messed up and misleading. And finally, because of their strength and determination, when a Pitbull Terrier decides to bite, it can really hurt someone. The story of the American Pitbull Terrier challenges us to think, are we just judging a book by its cover, or are we actually giving every dog a fair shot to show what they're made of? Maybe the real deal with a dog isn't about its breed, but more about the love and support it gets from the people around it. What other dog breeds have you heard? Comment below, and don't miss our next video, how to know if your dog is dying with 1 day left.